The new Halo game, Campaign Evolved, is just a reskinning of a legendary piece of entertainment history from 25 years ago. And yet somehow the bozos, the game developers behind this thing, managed to screw it up big time. Now, congressional candidate for Nevada, Marty O'Donnell, composer for the original Halo games, joins us to walk us through what the heck just went wrong. It's a phenomenal day, ladies and gentlemen. Every time you decide to click on one of these videos, we're happy to have you. Welcome back again. We've got special guest star Marty O'Donnell joining us right now. He's the kind of guy you need to have. There's no better guy to explain what Halo was and why it isn't that way anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have on the show right now Marty O'Donnell. He's running for Congress in Nevada. He is the composer extraordinaire of your favorite games out there, including, of course, Halo. And Marty, your music, I'm sure, is featured in Campaign Evolved. Did they refresh it? Is it the same? What's going on there?
I don't have it, and nobody asked me about it. So I'm all I know is what I've seen on clips on YouTube. So from what I can tell, it's my recordings from whatever that
composer,
was.
not consultant, eh? 25
years ago. So yes, recordings I made 25 years ago. Still working.
So Marty, I want to ask you about this.
Did you guys already talk about Halo? I know I'm late to your show, but
we talked about it a little bit, but I want to get your thoughts on how is it possible? And I don't know if you have connections with the people who made this at all. Maybe you have some friends still working in Halo to some degree, but how is it possible to try to remake a 25-year-old game and really only half of the 25-year-old game and get it this wrong? I mean, I don't know if you've seen this clip where they sit and monologue like, hey, Master Chief, come on in here. We got all our species lined up and we're going to tell you about them. I don't know what this is. I don't know who came up with any of this. It's terrible. How?
Well, like I said, two things, two disclaimers at this moment. I haven't played it. I don't have it. I haven't played it. I know nothing except what I've seen so far online. And I've had some friends who've told me what they think and what they've seen. I haven't personally experienced it. And I know that they never called me over the last 4 years to ask for my input. Like, what do I think about doing this or that? Turning left, turning right. And I don't think they have talked to anybody who was on the original Halo development team. I'm pretty sure they have talked to absolutely no one. So it wouldn't surprise me if potentially maybe some missteps have happened in this game.
Marty, let me show you another clip and we'll see if we can get your thoughts on it. It's a black screen right now, but hang on, folks. DEI is about to descend upon us.
That's my music. I recognize that.
Repurposed.
In a new scene. Oh, here we go.
Nice work.
Thanks. Spartans aren't the only badasses in the UNSC. So, did you take out the Prophet?
the voice acting. So, did you take out the Prophet? This is Girl Boss. I think that's her official name in the game. She's Girl Boss.
This is Girl Boss with a scar on the face.
Sits on a throne of hunters and lets Master Chief know the work's been done when he gets there. So he never needed to get that weapon. Now this is one of the prequel missions that people are just mocking. Marty, there's so much wrong. So I don't know what else to say. This is a non-major character.
Yeah, I was talking about this before. I mean, we had a diverse cast in Halo 1. I did the casting. I sat with the scriptwriter, and and other folks on the team. We talked about characters we wanted in the game, and we had sort of made a decision back 25 years ago that we thought, well, if we had female Marines, maybe the players might be weird. Like the players, which we knew were going to be mostly guys, because that's what it was at the time. Mostly guys were playing these games, and mostly guys were making these games. And we thought, well, we sort of didn't want to see women getting blown up and burning in plasma and, all sorts of weird things. So we had all the women be the pilots. And so we had a bunch of women pilots. As a matter of fact, I think the tradition in Halo was that the pilots were always women. We ended up having female Marines in Halo 2, 3, ODST, and Reach. So we changed that up later. But yeah, it looked like there were actually 3 female ODSTs and 2 male ODSTs, which seems a little on the nose for
well, good news, Marty. They solved one of the problems by not allowing you to kill the female characters. So
speaking of which,
they just made them unkillable.
There you go.
Marty, from the first part of the game, there was an Easter egg where you could go rogue once you were handed the pistol at the very beginning of the game. And I don't. Did you guys plan that out as an Easter egg? Like, was that a fun thing you did at the end?
Let me tell you exactly. See, it's funny. Even though it's 25 years ago, I'm old enough that it doesn't seem like that long ago to me because of how old I actually am. So I remember exactly what happened when we were doing the mission here, which is the first mission of the game, and you had just been introduced to Captain Keyes, you know, and you shake his hand, which was very hard to do. Everything was in-game cinematics, and we should talk about that in a minute. Why in-game cinematics are very important to the flow of all the Halo games that Bungie made. But anyway, he hands you a pistol and he says, "I don't keep it loaded, son. You're going to have to find ammo as you go." So I remember as we were testing the game out, and I'm testing to see how the cinematics are working and how the exchanges are working, and we have now I'm Master Chief. I got a pistol finally, and I'm running down the hall, and like you pick up ammo just as you leave the bridge. And I remember going back in and turning around and going back in and shooting Captain Keyes. Because one of the things, the reason he said, "I don't keep it loaded, son," is because we knew this very first time you would ever, in Halo, as Master Chief, the very first time you'd ever actually have a weapon, you'd be pointing it directly at Captain Keyes. And the desire to pull the trigger would be just unavoidable. So we made it so it was unloaded and you couldn't kill Captain Keyes. So you had to go run down the hall, and we hoped most people would be distracted by grunts shooting at them, and then you would just continue to progress with the game. So if I, not as a tester, but as a player, turned around, went back, killed Captain Keyes, and I went to the designer, Jamie Griesmer, and I said, "Jamie, you know you can kill Captain Keyes." He goes, "Oh, come on, Marty, nobody's going to do that." And I'm like, "I just did it. A bunch of people are going to do it." And so next time I played the game, he had implemented a thing where if you go back and kill Captain Keyes or kill anybody on the bridge, all the doors close and your game is over. That is it. You will not progress in the game. You will eventually die. The Marines come in and shoot you, and you run out of ammo. There's no way, you can't pick up ammo. So it becomes like a little mini game. It was actually sort of fun. I don't know how many remember playing it this way, but you could actually sort of hide. You could time yourself. How long can I stay alive before the game is over? And I thought that was a brilliant way to figure that thing out. And if you did it on Legendary, I think Jamie had a special room that would open up. And as you died in that special room, there was a sign on the ceiling that was a little homage to his girlfriend. It's called the Meg. It's called the Meg. His girlfriend at the time was Meg. So anyway, my point is, I have no idea if you could still get the Meg Easter egg in this game, but we understood what people were going to do. So the fact that Captain Keyes gives you a loaded gun right at the beginning seems like you're asking for it. I don't know what happens. Is the game over for you?
Well, first, there's no way I get out of this now without saying a comment and a question to you.
Sure.
Then we'll play the video. The comment is, I remember going back and doing this 25 years ago around Christmas Day. And I remember...
You're just a little kid, too.
Little guy, little pro. I remember that I was learning how to use dual thumbsticks because this was a new thing. Anyway, I was coming from Sega Dreamcast at the time in terms of like controllers. This is why
the whole beginning of the game is you running down the hall. We wanted you to learn how to like duck. We wanted you to learn how to like use dual thumbsticks. So the look, turn, the mouse, keyboard, analog into an actual Xbox controller.
Right. The Duke controller, which we were holding like this at the time. Of course,
especially if you were 5 years old. Yes. I still love the Duke, but go ahead.
Oh, I do too. I wish there was one that they had made. We're sidebarring. Okay, so when I did that, I remember thinking, this is genius. These guys actually really, really care about the game, because most games would have put a wall behind me. And instead I went back and then they locked me in with a wall. Like, this is awesome. They really thought of this. Okay, so the question I have for you then, was that even subconsciously the breeding ground for the idea for what you did in Halo Reach eventually to end Bungie's time with Halo?
You know, it was a little bit. I remember when we got to the Reach era, we knew that the ending of Reach, and I've talked about this before, but we knew that the ending of Reach was going to be the death of Noble 6, your character. And we knew at that point, I remember talking to the guys, and I wasn't the only one saying this, but I remember saying stuff like, look, guys, if everybody who's played Halo 1, Halo 2, 3, ODST, and Reach, they've died thousands of times already. And we never wanted to make a big deal out of any player's death. That's why as soon as you die, there's no game over screen. Do you want to continue? Nothing that calls attention to the fact that you just failed. We allow you to die in every Halo game and instantly respawn back at the last checkpoint, so that you, in your brain, you have this continuity that, like, I didn't really die. I didn't really die. I'm still going. But at the end of Reach, we had it to be the final thing, and we had to make you believe that you finally actually died. So it's funny. I was talking to Niall Sankey, who has sort of jumped into the fray here in the last couple of days. I had him on a podcast a few weeks ago. He was the designer of that final mission in Reach, and came up with a way of how we would make it seem after the climax of the game, when the Pillar of Autumn takes off and you've accomplished what you need to accomplish. How could we give you one final sort of epilogue mission where at the end of it, you would actually die? There was no way to survive. And the idea that there was, you were going to time yourself. It did. I remember thinking, this feels like the very first Easter egg mission in at the bridge of Halo 1. So yeah,
full circle.
I don't think we actually necessarily planned it, but all the guys who were working on it knew that that's what it was. So okay,
subconscious maybe at the beginning, but conscious at the end. Full circle. Okay, so let's go back to how terrible it is now, and how poorly they think these things through. So this is what we've been talking about.
Yeah,
there are now many females, and I don't remember there being female Marines and pilots and that sort of thing in this scene, but maybe there were plenty of them. But now in the modern version, folks, take a look at not only how we decide who can die in this game, but also, if you can die, the terrible animations. No movement. Oh, it's a dude. Oh, it's a dude. Oh, it's a guy. And the animations are they're just tremendous.
That's it.
So there you go, Marty. There's and you'll notice it doesn't play out like it's supposed to. It doesn't. Everybody doesn't rise.
I'm shutting you down. Do the Marines come and take you out, or what happens?
They do.
Oh, okay. But the girl Marines just sit there, don't even look at you.
They're not allowed to die. You're not allowed to have a die animation. Yeah, for the females. And it doesn't play out like it's supposed to.
How does he keep reloading? You're supposed to just run out of ammo. That's the whole deal.
Right.
Yeah, that's another one of those little things where if they had just said, like, maybe 2 years ago, maybe a couple of years into their project, they could have called one of us up and say, hey, you got any ideas about how we should handle it? We're thinking of handling it this way. And we would have said, no, you shouldn't handle it that way. That's right. It's not that bad. It's not that. It's just common sense.
It should be it should be a reskin of these things. There's another Marty we played earlier in the show. You remember the Invisible Elites?
Yes.
And that's the third level. And after we've defeated the Hunters, right? We go up the gravity lift, and in Legendary, I still have nightmares about that. But I did beat it in Legendary, and it was not easy.
Oh,
and
that's hard because they're Gold Elites, right? I mean, they're the
it was as bad as the Library on Legendary, but. So
actually, I think technically, believe it or not, I'm just going to let you know this. I think the level Truth and Reconciliation on Legendary in Halo 1 was the hardest mission to complete on Legendary
because of the invisible. Yeah.
Because you had limited ammo, and if you weren't bringing the right weapons in with you from the ground, you were not going to survive that. It was a closed off arena, and
it's not
one of those things that we necessarily planned. I just remember that's the way it turned out. And, we would have quick discussions because we were very close to the deadline, but it's like, can you beat it on Legendary? And then somebody goes, yes, you can. Okay, ship it.
Go. I think it took me I don't know if it took me 100 times. It's been a long time since I tried, but it took a lot. So now in the new version of this, the geniuses have made it such that when the invisible elites show up, because they're invisible, none of the other enemies are like this, but because those enemies are invisible, they now have nav points above their head to let you know where they are. What's the point of them being? I'll get the clip. Hang on.
They have health bar things above their heads?
No, they have like actual nav points on them. They also appear on the mini map.
Give me a minute.
Map? We never had a mini map. There's no.
Well, it looks like a mini map in the top right corner.
Culture's talking about the radar. The radar.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
They shouldn't. No. That's the whole point. They're cloaked. You're supposed to figure that out. I mean, especially in Legendary, you knew they were coming because you could see their energy swords.
Yeah, I'll give you guys that while I look for it. That's plenty to talk about. Is the redesign of Cortana? Lauren, who did you say this is? Actually, you think?
Willem
Dafoe. William Dafoe.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe in a wig. Yeah.
Is that really Cortana on the left there from today?
That's their new version of
Si, senor.
Why? Why? What? Why?
It's the uglification of gaming. Come on.
Gotta have a strong jaw sometimes.
She looks like she has an underbite.
And a nose that got whacked by a 2x4.
Yes.
I was going to say, she looks like she's been punched in the face a few times, and it's still swollen.
Take a look at Laufey from God of War. It's the same problem.
I'm realizing I may have this video file located in another location. I'll grab it in just a second.
You don't have to find. You've already shown it on your show. I'm late to the party. So
well, all that said, this is very poorly thought out, and so Marty, I'm actually thinking now that what should happen, and I know you'll be careful about advocating it either way, but I'm not a fan of Activision. I think they should give Halo to Activision. It's that bad. It's that bad.
Well, talk about coming full circle. That would be I'm not going to say one way or the other. Like if I said, they should give it back to Bungie, as you know, I don't believe Bungie is Bungie anyway. So I'm not sure who to give it to. Now, did I hear that there was a lot of this that was outsourced anyway, or am I wrong about that?
Well, I'm sure it was.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure it was outsourced tremendously. I actually think that Halo Studios, formerly 343, I don't think they have the competency to do anything. The fact that they can't reskin a 25-year-old game successfully. After the debacle that we had with the Master Chief Collection, which we released that 10 years ago?
I mean, more than that. I think it was at least 12 years ago.
Yeah, and they couldn't make a singular menu.
And by the way,
control the games.
When people say they want to play the original Halos the way the original developers intended it, it's not Master Chief Collection either. I'm sorry. You got to go back to the original, and then you'll actually see the little subtle differences between what we did, which we thought was definitive, and what people later on decided to do to it. So even the Master Chief Collection is just chock full. It's a shame to me that I'm hearing people say, well, I'm going to go back and play the original Halo on the Master Chief Collection. And I'm like, that's not the original Halo.
That's not it.
Is this bad? Is the new one bad enough that people are saying that? That's a shame. Oh, yeah. Kind of too bad.
Oh, yeah. What are your thoughts on the anniversary edition from what was that, 2011?
Yeah.
Was that one? You have any thoughts on that one in terms of, is that a faithful recreation?
No, I thought it was horrible. It was the lighting was bad. Now, here's the thing. Now, people will disagree with me about this, but like I said, when I can tell you the decisions we made for something as simple as, getting the pistol on the bridge and how we handle that, we thought about a lot of stuff, and we were very, very purposeful with having in-game cinematics. And the reason we had in-game cinematics is because we didn't want the flow of the players to be interrupted by fade outs, black screens, loading in pre-rendered cinematics, and then seeing a movie. We wanted you to go straight into every cinematic. The music would keep playing, the audio would keep playing, the background ambience, nothing would stop. It would all overlap, and then the cinematic would start. And as a player, all you noticed was you were no longer in control of the camera, and perhaps even your character, Master Chief, was in the scene and being animated. And then when the scene was over, we would hand it back to the player the same way. We thought that was, and we did that on all 5 Halos that we made. So for a full decade, we were very careful to say it's more important to have continuity rather than have this sudden upgrade in fidelity of graphics. So pre-rendered cinematics, yeah, they all look pretty, and when you capture them and look at them separately apart from the game, they might look really good. Blur Studios makes great looking CGI, but that's not what we thought was important to the game. We thought it was more important to the game that everything that happened, in your environment always looked the same, felt the same, and you had this great continuity. So it was all about the flow. So for anniversary editions and every other edition that's been happening since then, somebody over there has made the decision like, well, in-game cinematics is stupid. We should just do pre-rendered cinematics because everybody knows that's better. And it's another one of those decisions that I'm like, well, at least you want to talk about it? We can tell you why we made those decisions. And I've seen a lot of players online today and yesterday saying there's something that feels off about the cinematics, and there's something that feels jarring about the upgrade in graphic quality and the lighting changes and things that were, plasma scoring on the walls that were in the game weren't there in the cinematic. I mean, they don't even notice what it is. There's something that is jarring to the players that they feel like it used to feel. And it's like, yeah, because they made a conscious decision to go against what we used to do.
Can you talk about briefly, we'll step out of Halo 1 for a minute, because I've always been amazed what was achieved with the Halo 2 cutscenes, with the architecture, the hardware that was available. How much effort and how difficult was that? Especially, I mean, you had things that I think you showed off at A3 where Master Chief drags the bomb out of the ship and casts it out. And how difficult was that at the time to achieve that level of quality?
We were pushing, I mean, as you guys know, the Halo 2 crunch was horrible. And one of the things that was killing us at the very end was just trying to get those cinematics done. Once again, we were pushing all the technical limitations of the Xbox at that point. It was very difficult. We lost a lot of nights sleep, and most of the team was living at the studio at the time, sleeping under the desk and so forth.
And was that because with Halo 1, you started off developing for a different platform, and for Halo 2, you knew what you had, you knew what the hardware could do, you were trying to use every trick that you had, but from the beginning of development, you knew what your abilities might be?
Bungie always made the mistake of biting off more than it could chew. So we knew what the capabilities of the Xbox were, and we knew that we hadn't, truly figured all that out for Halo 1. We knew that there was a lot more we could do with Halo 2. But the entire first year of development, we went way beyond what the Xbox could do, or if we did it that way, especially with what we were using with stencil shadows, we couldn't have any sort of big battles, or we couldn't do the story. We couldn't tell the story we wanted to tell if we kept going down this certain graphical path. So we had to back up, almost start over again, redo the engine. We almost lost an entire year on the silliness of what we did the first year. But we still had a very, very ambitious plan for the cinematics and everything else in Halo 2. And I got to say, we came close. I think, it wasn't perfect, and we had some problems, but we were always pushing to try to get every last bit out of the CPUs that were in that box.
Well, I can tell you, I remember many friends going to Electronics Boutique, getting, or was it GameStop? I don't remember now, but getting the game at midnight, rushing to a central location, everybody having their Xboxes at different TVs, and all of us basically making it to the bridge with the tank in Halo 2 and then passing out. That was as much as we could do, waiting to wake up, to get to play the rest of the game. But
no, you were supposed to play all the way through the night and then not go to school for a couple of days. That's the plan. That's the plan we have.
What a joy. What a pleasure, folks, to get to make a video for you. And thank you for watching the entire thing. We could not do this without folks like you. We could not do this without the truly dedicated and those who care about what we have to say. And you can share this out with even more people by clicking that like button, by sharing this out across the social medias, and by doing this one thing, folks, that we don't say enough. Click it and stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Until the next time we spend time together, folks, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.